This is Audible.
You are listening to the box set of The Witches of Scotland, The Dream Dancers Akashic Chronicles, Books 1 to 8. Written by Stephen Aitchison and read by Leanne Walker. Book 1. Prologue. Budapest, 6 months ago. The medical lab was small when compared to the other virotech labs around the world, and only 3 scientists had worked there for the last 18 months. For good reason. The virus had taken 14 months to perfect, and now it was time to test it on the world. The 10 armed guards walked the perimeter of the facility in turns. It took 16 minutes to complete a full circuit. When not walking the perimeter, each guard trekked slowly from building to fence, sweeping their eyes from left to right. The security system was so sensitive, if a rabbit happened to hop past the area, it triggered the lights as well as 10 MP5K machine guns. Jessica Campbell floated inside the facility, watching the lab workers gingerly move about the room. Their arm-length rubber gloves and gas masks hinted at the volatility of what they held. She observed them from the corner of the ceiling since the view was far more advantageous. "This is it. Be calm. You've got 5 minutes to get this right." She had to keep her heart rate slow and steady, or risk being catapulted back to Edinburgh in milliseconds. The lab workers, 2 men and 1 woman, didn't speak to each other tonight. Normally they were a chatty bunch as they worked, having grown close over the last year and a half. They often talked about the money they would receive after successfully completing this assignment. Everyone had agreed to quit their jobs as epidemiologists and travel abroad. Tonight they were close to the payoff, close to ending the sleepless nights, the worry, the guilt. They all knew, of course, that the payoff wouldn't really have that effect. The results of all their hard work would only add to their anxiety. The deaths of millions of older people around the world would forever be on their consciences, and Jessie knew they had all asked themselves if it would be worth it. Would never worrying about money be enough to assuage their guilt? That's when rationalisation and justification entered the equation. How did you press forward otherwise? She had often heard their weak justifications as they worked. They told themselves the elderly were a drain on the economy, a drain on pensions, on healthcare services, on the welfare state and employment figures, not to mention a drain on families. They had a job to do tonight, and they did it in silence. Jessica knew the time had finally come to materialise and stop the virus from being unleashed. She also knew the consequences if she failed, and fought hard to control her racing pulse. Her vision faded in and out as her energy level spiked. "Come on, you've got this. Calm, deep breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth." She breathed out a final sigh of relief as her vision remained fixed, her heart rate slow and steady. She lowered herself down to ground level, preparing to materialise. One of the lab workers turned around suddenly and looked straight at her. He couldn't see her, but she knew he must have sensed something or felt her energy. He continued to look at her and around her. Jessica stayed still, willing him to get back to work. He glanced at the others and then back at Jessica. After seeing no reaction from his co-workers, he shook it off and continued. The scientist packed a sturdy case with 10 large glass vials. Jessica considered all the months of planning involved to prepare for this moment. She was instrumental in this mission's success or failure. Her training had been intense and stressful, made even more so due to their timeline and what was at stake, not to mention the negative impact heavy practice had on her body. There were only so many times a person could travel before it took its toll on both body and mind. She crouched low, waiting for her moment, thinking about the day her father had first revealed the threat of the virus, not 4 months ago. Dream dancers were diligent in their quest to